Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. I am Molly Gebler. I'm the host of this show. I'm going to turn this a little so you can see a little bit of my tree. How about that? And this is the podcast that you never knew you needed. You're welcome. So this is 2 weeks before Christmas, and this is like there would be no perfect guest than a Hallmark actor. And that's what I went and got you. I got a Hallmark actor. I'm so excited. Corey Cott is this week's interview. And I have to tell you, I have known Corey a very long time. I have enjoyed his journey. And we are going to talk all about Hallmark, what he's doing now. He's on a very popular TV show now. We're going to talk about Broadway. He helps me audition for a role for a Hallmark show that, of course, we made up. It's super funny. So make sure that you enjoy the episode and then stay after for the episode, because at the end, Corey's voice, it brings chills to me, like literally chills. And I picked two of my favorite songs that I play at the end, just little snippets of them. So make sure that you enjoy his incredible voice, because it literally is a gift. It is a gift from God, and I am sharing it with all of you. I wore this shirt today, eating cookies and watching Christmas movies. I thought that was an appropriate shirt for Corey, because he's on Hallmark. So perfect. And then speaking of listening and watching and staying after and listening, make sure that if you are listening on Spotify, that you are also maybe going to YouTube and enjoying it, because I show pictures, especially this episode. There's lots of pictures with Corey and some of his, famous buddies that he hangs around with. And the Hive interview with Kim, we walked around the Hive. So it's a different experience listening versus watching. So just make sure that either you do both, or I don't want you to miss a thing. Let's see what I do. Update on my license plate. I'm getting it. So there goes my flipping you off and driving crazy, because I'm not going to be able to do that anymore, because the N of CF license plate is not retired. It is coming back on my car soon. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you to my husband who handled that. And speaking of retired, I have retired from the Chagrin Valley Chamber of Commerce. I was a director of the chamber, great organization, helps small businesses in the Chagrin Valley. Jessica there is doing an amazing job. She was my right-hand gal. And when I left, I was there for like 7 or 8 years. Can't remember. It's been so long. And then Jessica took over. She's doing amazing things over there. If you're a small local business, make sure that you join in the Chagrin Valley. But then I was on the board for 3 years. So I've really dedicated 10 years to the Chagrin Valley Chamber, and I am retiring. So we just had our little Christmas party, and we voted in the new people and said goodbye to the old people. So I'm done. And I'm actually happy to have the time. I'm still with the Merchants Association until May, and then I'll be done with them as president in May. Wow, what will I do with all my time? My goodness gracious. I had lunch with my sister. We had a little outing the other day. We went to Lola's for lunch, had an incredible pistachio creme brulee. Oh my gosh, I highly recommend it. What's great about it, sometimes when you get pistachio stuff, it is not that pistachio tasting. This pistachio, so good, creme brulee, so good. Delish. But, and then my sister went to Blush. She loves, I love Blush. She went to Blush beforehand. Then we went into Fig. which is a very cool vintage shop. And then we went to the Glass Asylum too. They had a little Christmas market. We hit that up. It was just a fun day. I love being with my sister. She is my free therapist, and I love hanging with her. She just is great advice, just a great person, great human being, incredible human being. But she, as we were sitting there, I literally spit out my water because she says to me that my sister is, how do I put it? She has a theme for Christmas. She has a theme for her porch. She knows her themes. We were shopping at Fig, and she's like, no, the theme for not this year, but next year, and she's talking 27, I think, is blah, blah, blah. I mean, so she is, and she works hard for everything she does. She deserves it all. But she said to me, I think I realize that I have too much. Susan, that was a big moment for you. I'm very proud of you. A couple episodes ago, you saw that she did a Christmas room in her basement. She turned her basement into a Christmas bar. The Tipsy Elf, I think she called it. And I'm talking decked out to the nines. I showed a video, go back and watch that. So yeah, and I'm going to show you right now, this is her closet. Her closet, it was a bedroom. And when they built the house, and they didn't need the bedrooms, she made it a full closet. So take a look at her closet. So obviously you can see, and it's every corner, it's every table. You know what my theme is for my house? Beautifully chaos. Beautiful chaos. That's my Christmas theme, my porch theme, my all year round theme, and my themes don't change every year. That's the same theme throughout it all. Yeah, beautiful chaos. That's my theme. Yeah, but I love my sister. So we had a fun little outing. It was super great. And we had a lovely staff dinner at M Italian. I'll tell you, if you haven't been to M, oh my gosh, the carbonara. And it's so funny because people, they're like, well, what do you suggest? And I'll say the carbonara first because their carbonara is the best. But then I was like, oh, but the lasagna is so good. Literally, you guys, the lasagna, and I am not over exaggerating. The lasagna is this in width and in height. And then half of it has red sauce, half of it has white sauce. It is phenomenal. You have enough for two meals. It's amazing. And then I'm like, oh, but the chicken parm, that's amazing. The cauliflower bites, the zucchini fritzes, like, I don't know. You can't go wrong there. It's amazing. And the portions are huge. It's just delicious. So we had a great staff meeting. I have a great staff at the Inn of Chagrin, and just so happy to be able to host them and have a little holiday party and just let them know how much that we appreciate them and all the hard work that they have done throughout the year. So we had our staff party. We sat in the back by the kitchen. They have these tall tables, and it was lovely. You really kind of feel important back there. So yeah, if you're looking for a place for your Christmas party or your holiday get together, do that. And then during this episode, Corey and I talk about his time with Huey Lewis, who, I mean, I born in 70, so, you know, the 88, when Huey Lewis was at his peak, was my time to shine with music, and huge Huey Lewis fan. So we talked all about that and why he hung out with Huey. But we talked about We Are the World. And there's a couple things I want to bring full circle here. So during COVID, I had reached out to my Facebook friends and I said to them, hey, who wants to do something crazy with me, but you can't ask me any questions? Just respond yes, and then offline I will talk to you. So I got a lot of people who said yes. I'm talking lieutenants, although now he's the mayor of Moreland Hills. I had the superintendent of Chagrin Falls School at the time. I had a real singer who sings for the Spasmatics. I had a lawyer, a real estate agent, excuse me, you name it, I had it. Everybody came to, the fire marshal, Chagrin Valley Fire Marshal. So I then reached out to each person individually and said, I want to recreate We Are the World, the video. Now, note, this was 2020. We couldn't be together. We were all in our houses. We weren't allowed to leave our houses, if everybody recalls that. And so everybody had to do this on their own. I gave them the characters. Some people picked their characters, but I said, not character, but singer. And I said, you have to be 100% in. Like, I'm talking dress like them, sing like them, act like them, study your part. So we did it. And I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. And I'm going to literally, in right after my segment, I'm going to show you the video. It's incredible. People went all in. I'm telling you, Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper, like I can't. But also, my husband played Huey Lewis. He was Huey Lewis in our remake of We Are the World. So, Huey, if you're watching, if you ever need a double, other than if Corey's busy, my husband he's available. Yeah. What do you think? So funny. This one, I've decided I'm going to do each episode to keep us focused on growth. This is why we need a piece of Molly's mind to grow. I have talked with Kimberly Gibson, who I already had an interview. If you haven't watched that interview, if you haven't watched any of my interviews, go watch them. Each person is just so amazing, truly bringing light to this world. So enjoy Kimberly's interview. But I told Kimberly that I want to choose a day where I do a piece of Molly's mind, and then we'll have some special guests, but it'll be a live audience. So I'm going to book that date because I want a goal. My goal is to have a sold out show. Okay. But in order to do that, I need to grow my followers. I need everybody to grow. I have 1.8 followers on Facebook. So I need everybody, all the 1.8, to please go and like or follow or subscribe or whatever it is of the method that you're listening, to go and do that for me. So I thought each episode I would do an update of where I am with my followers so that we can together see me grow and see my growth and all that good stuff. So here's my chart. I'm going to get better at this chart. I promise. I'm going to work with this. I'm going to get pictures. These are going to be stickers, but I didn't have time. Okay. So Facebook, when I started A Piece of Molly's Mind, Facebook was 347 followers. Let me get my marker here. Okay. So, oh goodness gracious. I want to get anything on my Hallmark shirt. All right, so 347, and we are currently at, are we ready? 523 followers. That's a 50.7% growth on Facebook. Woohoo! That's awesome. But it's not 1.8. All right, but we're growing. We're growing. Instagram, I had 225. And now I have, oh goodness. I didn't write it down. All right. I don't know what it is. I gained plus 35. I don't have my total. And that's a 15.6% growth. Hey, not bad. Not bad. But we can get better on Instagram. YouTube, I had 0. And now I have 22. Yeah! So that's a 22% growth. That's awesome. And then, of course, and if any of this math is wrong, I am not a math person. Spotify, I had 0. Now I have 11. So there's my growth. So that's awesome, right? Okay. All right, so that is it for my little pre-show. I hope you enjoy Corey, and please make sure to stay after and listen to some of his music. He honestly is amazing. And his voice is, I said it before and I'll say it again, literally a gift from God. So I hope that you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy another piece of Molly's mind. Let us roll the tape for We Are the World, and then the interview will be after that. See ya.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. the choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Good God. All right, did you hear what I said? And the choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. All right, I'm gonna say it again.
Folks, thank you for joining me for another episode of A Piece of Molly's Mind. I am here with none other than Chagrin Falls legend, Broadway, TV, concerts, you name it. Corey Cott has done it. Welcome, my dear friend Corey Cott.
Thank you. Thanks. So good to be here, Molly. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And you are live from where?
Right now, I'm in Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia. Okay.
Yep.
You grew up Michigan, and I must say, I'm sorry. And you know I have to say that.
Sure.
And then your parents wised up and brought you here to Ohio
Yeah.
to Chagrin. To
That's
Chagrin
right.
Falls.
That's right. Yep.
How old were you
When
when
we
you moved
moved
here
to,
to
I
Chagrin?
must have been 12 because it was I was in seventh grade, the middle of seventh grade. Yeah, I think that lines up. And then LeBron was drafted. I always base it off when LeBron was drafted, which was the summer of 2003. So yeah, that lines up. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And just to go back, just to go back 1 second, we have. I'm fine with a 1-5 Ryan Day over Michigan. So like, he can have one, sure. He can
do
have one
you
on our rebuilding year for sure. Like,
do you think
you can take it.
would he have been fired this year, do you think?
If he lost, yeah,
Yeah.
because for sure. Well, if they weren't undefeated and number one, maybe he wouldn't. I mean, it's a similar situation to last year. I know people were calling for his
Yes.
relieving of duties last year. So, I mean, when you have that kind of record and you can't beat Michigan 4 years
Yeah.
in a row, it's pretty sad. So, I mean, not for me. It was awesome for me.
I mean, they were calling for his head, is what they were calling.
I have no reason not to like that guy, and for some reason, I just
Wow.
it's just there's no rivalry like it in all of sports, and I think anyone who pretends that there is, like, I live in SEC UGA Bulldog land, and they try to pretend like their Florida rivalry is the same or their Alabama rivalry. And I'm like, you guys, no other game is called the game because there's no other rivalry like it. I would argue in professional sports too. I mean, you could say Red Sox, Yankees, but I feel like even that rivalry has diminished over the years. I just don't think there's any. I mean, I'm completely biased, I admit, but there's
Yes.
no rivalry like it. So,
Well,
anyways,
there used to be Dallas and Pittsburgh would be a huge one, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh also was a huge.
Cleveland and Pittsburgh has been a big one, yeah. But I just feel like the
Yeah.
fervor of the Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten has also grown so much over the past 5 years that it's kind of become this conglomerate that has a lot more eyeballs on it than it had, 15, 20 years ago. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
What's your thought on what Brutus did in the end zone? Funny or terrible?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to rewatch, I think, to get a better. I once like the third quarter. Well, two things. My son had an unexpected birthday party to go to, so I watched the first half very diligently in my house, and then had to take him during halftime to a birthday party and was watching on my phone. And so I was sort of intermittently like, and then once I started to see that OSU was pulling away, I kind of was like, okay, I didn't really watch the second half of the fourth quarter. So I don't know if I have the best take on that, but
Gotcha. And just so you know, none of that is in none of this was.
I love it.
It was there.
I love it. I love it. No, current
All right,
events. Current events.
You came to Chagrin Falls like seventh grade. for a boy, really for anybody, that's a pretty pivotal time in a young man's life. How was that transition of leaving your friends and going to a totally different state?
Yeah, what I remember about it was pretty difficult. I grew up before that in a pretty small, very, I mean, Chagrin Falls is a small town, but the town I grew up in was even, one stoplight and a much smaller town. So, um, not a lot of diversity or versatility of, anything. Like it was a pretty, I don't know, monotonous isn't necessarily, it's a negative connotation, but it was a pretty by the run, like very common, understated
Bubble,
upbringing.
as they
Great, great. Yeah, I guess you could say a bubble, but like it was just not very eventful other than just like a typical small town American existence, which was great. It was great. I loved growing up there and we had a great childhood. No, no trauma or anything like that. It was wonderful. But going to Chagrin, yeah, it was a big change. I had a very tight group of friends in Michigan and was pretty invested in sports and just felt like I had a pretty strong understanding and identity of what I was going to do, I guess, through the rest of the rest of my time. I also went to a pretty small private school of 13 kids in my class,
wow.
and then going to a public school with, I mean, Chagrin and comparably to other public schools is actually pretty small, but going from 13 kids to 150 kids in my class was like a massive shift. And all of a sudden being competitive with all sports and, every single changing classes every period and riding the bus every day. And it was just that all of that was a big shift. But ultimately it was the best thing for our family to move there. I mean, I probably would have never done theater if we hadn't moved there. I would have never decided to get involved in the arts the way I did. I would have never made the teacher student connections that I was able to make. I would have never gained the lifelong friends that I got from Chagrin, and just got to experience the amazing experience of growing up in a place like Chagrin, which is sort of a picture perfect town. And so, yeah, it was a net benefit, like tenfold for sure, but it was hard in the moment for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, were you involved in anything like that when you were in Michigan, or did that start in Chagrin?
Yeah, I did some. I know we were pretty involved with our church there. And so that's where I started singing. I would sing in choir and participate in whatever like church pageant or play we were doing. My school I went to, we did some plays, and we did a number of some strange original plays, musicals. I'm more like operettas, if you remember that term.
Uh-huh.
A
Yeah.
lot of operettas, and that was about it. But I never really did it because at least I don't remember liking it that. I liked it in the sense that it was like a cool way to get attention, and it was just fun to be around my friends. But it wasn't anything where I was like, oh no, this is what I want to do or whatever.
When
Until I
was
moved.
the moment?
Well, it was sort of a progression. I mean, I started doing once I started getting involved with a community theater in Cleveland called Stagecrafters when I was in end of eighth grade, so about a year and a half after we moved to Ohio. Um, that's when I started to like really think about it as my main hobby. And I still played some sports. I was never that great. I was always like fairly athletic, like I could move okay, and I had fairly decent hand-eye coordination, but I was never exceptional. I started kind of diminishing sports and doing more theater, and then getting into high school, I started just, would audition for the fall play and the spring musical, and earned my stripes and paid my dues in the ensemble, and then got smaller roles and bigger roles as I got older, and the juniors and seniors started to graduate, and I would simultaneously also be doing shows all around Cleveland at Heights Youth Theater and Stagecrafters, and taking voice lessons, and so it sort of became like this thing of over from like eighth grade to ninth grade to 10th grade, sports going down and theater going up until basically by sophomore year. I would do the fall play spring musical. I would probably do at least one show at Stagecrafters. I was doing this review every Sunday at Stagecrafters called Cabaret Troupe, and so it was most of my week, and I was playing golf, and I was doing lots of things. So I was very busy, and taking voice lessons and taking acting lessons, and so yeah, it kind of became like my full-time pursuit, once I got in the middle of high school.
Was it the recognition from the crowd? Was it the stress of the live, or the adrenaline that you get when you're performing live? Like what was it that made you say, "Gosh, this is what I want to do"?
Hmm. From from a performance standpoint, I don't really know. I just think sometimes there's this thing that just clicks, and you just like it. Like
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it. I think there were definitely moments along the way of, oh, I'm kind of good at this, or like people going, "Hey, you you sounded really good," or you're I really liked you in that character. Like there's those moments for sure that's like, "Oh, I have some ability in this
Yeah.
thing." Um, but I ultimately think I just loved, like when I think back, I don't remember any of the shows. I just remember all the rehearsals. I just
Mm.
remember all the times of going to like Chili's or Applebee's after we did a show and all hanging out for hours, and then or going to like Mitchell's ice cream or going to the popcorn show or whatever it is, like after shows going to Parkside and just like hanging out in Chagrin or yours truly, and like those times are what I think about the camaraderie of it all and the teamwork of it all, and like tech. Like I could not wait until tech week where we were just
Really?
in. Oh yeah, for sure. It was the best week ever. Like being able to go be in the theater from all day every day, or till 10 p.m. every night. Like those were, because we just all got to hang out a ton. Um,
It wasn't riding the horse in?
No, that was an amazing moment too.
Epic. Epic.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think about, yeah, just hours in the intermediate school, and just hours in the choir room learning music, and then the practice rooms, um, and just hanging out, like getting to the theater 6 hours before the show for some reason to put on makeup for 3 hours. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so funny whenever anybody asks me like, so how early do you get to a theater for a Broadway show? And I'm like, if I get there a minute before half hour, it's like something's wrong. I'm getting there on the dot at half hour. um and so it's like it's just a funny difference in the way that we do. But that's like all we have. You have 4 shows, so you're trying to make the most of all of them, or 5 shows or whatever.
Yeah, and for
um
those of you who are watching, Corey was the lead in Oklahoma, and in Chagrin Falls, the way they did their shows, it was nothing less than the top. And instead of him riding in on some fake set horse, we who had directed that one?
Well,
Was
Pat Haynes directed that, yeah.
Yeah,
And uh, and Rob Sapp did
yes,
choreography for a few things for Kansas City and a few numbers, and so yeah, that was really special. That was also the first musical in the new Performing Arts Center at the
oh,
time,
that's
which
right.
is funny now because that was 2008, so it
Yeah,
was, yeah,
a
almost 20
horse,
years ago.
couldn't have fit on the other stage.
It's so crazy. That was almost 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. From high school, you knew this was what it was going to be. And then you went off to college. And in choosing your college, you made sure that it would be one that would, you know, was theater focused or no?
Yeah. I think my junior year is summer of my junior year. I had a conversation with my parents. It might have been over the course of like a few conversations of like, I really want to try to go for this. And a few people in my life were also encouraging me to. My voice teacher, a woman named Leslie Varnick, who's taught tons of successful actors on Broadway, and my acting coach at the time, Jamie Koth, who's him and his wife ran Stagecrafters together at the time. He directed a lot of the shows as Stagecrafters. We they both encouraged me to consider it, and so my parents and I picked a few schools to audition at, and then I applied to a few other schools that would be backup schools in case I didn't get in anywhere. And so my number one school was Carnegie Mellon, and it was my last audition, and I'd gotten rejected from a few other schools, so I just kind of went into it like, I don't know, whatever, we'll see what happens. And I got in. It was kismet, I guess. Yeah, I was very much supposed to go to that school for a number of reasons, but it was, yeah. And I went there and studied for 4 years, acting and musical theater, and had an amazing time. It was an incredible experience there, and was able to really focus my skills and learn about the craft of acting. I didn't really know anything about that. I just knew about instinct and energy. And so, and then, yeah.
So
Yeah.
at your senior year, it was right out of, or maybe you were still a senior when you got the role on Broadway, right?
In college, yeah, I was still, no, I, sort of not really. I had auditioned for the role my senior year, and then I went back and auditioned again. And I auditioned maybe like it was like the beginning of my first audition. Oh man, sorry, my second audition was, it's a whole weird story. So I auditioned for Newsies the winter break of my senior year of college, and I did not go forward. And then after a series of other things, I was about to go on the road with Wicked. I had signed my contract. I was going to go tour Wicked and be the Fiyero understudy and be in the ensemble. And then the position opened up at Newsies, which was cast by the same casting group, Telsey Casting. And they said, hey, Corey might be very right for this, so he should hold off going on tour.
Wow.
And so then I went and auditioned for the Jack Kelly standby, and it went really well. I think that was in the third week of June, yeah, that must have been the second or third week of June. And then went back week later, auditioned again. And then that night they told me that I got it. So yeah, it was like beginning of July, and I graduated in end of May. So it was like 6 weeks later.
And it's funny you said that you were going to be Fiyero, because not to make you feel uncomfortable, because he was just deemed the sexiest man alive. But
Yeah.
every time we see the show, Samantha and Emily and I always say that you look very similar to Jonathan Bailey. Like
Oh, really?
there's a lot of features that are similar. Even the way that he sings. Yeah, we mention that
I would be.
time.
Well, I'll be the poor man's Johnny Bailey anytime. I'll take his scraps, whatever he doesn't.
Johnny Bailey, be a guest on my podcast.
I know it's so funny because I actually met him many years ago. He was dating a friend of mine, and Meg and I went to London and saw him in a show, and he was a small part in the show. This was like 13 or 14 years ago, and we said he was super nice and really sweet and brought us backstage, and that was way before Bridgerton or anything,
yeah.
but I always remembered how nice he was. Yeah, and then just to watch his ascent has been really cool. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, so
I think he's really good.
So am I.
Yeah,
You took over, and I don't know if that's the term, for Jack Kelly, which at that point was played by Jeremy Jordan.
yeah. Yep,
He
that's
was a
right.
big deal at that point. You were just fresh out of college. Was he
Yeah,
going, he was going to do other things,
yeah.
correct?
Yep, yep.
What was it like to go into a role that was established already by such a name?
Yeah, it was I think it actually became harder later on. Right away, I actually was I was pretty I think for lack of I was pretty ignorant. So I didn't know anything. Other than I had ability and I knew that I fit the role really well and I could do it. I believe that. I always believed I was going to be on Broadway. I like never doubted that, or through. I remember being a freshman year, sophomore year of college, and seeing people who are just graduating getting roles. And I remember saying like to our classmates, like, we're going to do that. Like, we're going to go and. I just never doubted it.
Uh-huh.
You can call it arrogance. I don't really know. I just kind of never doubted that I was going to do it. And so I kind of always walked with that mindset of like, yeah, I might get told no, but I'm going to do this
It's
eventually.
called
And
confidence, not arrogance. It's
yeah,
confidence.
it's a delicate balance sometimes because
There is, yeah.
you still have to posture yourself as
Don't want cocky to come out.
this thing. Yeah, exactly. Although there is also like an attraction to cockiness too. But anyways, yeah, so it's like humbly being confident. So like
Yeah.
I always believed I was going to do it. I didn't think I was going to do it that fast. But so I kind of walked in like claiming the thing. I was like, I'm just gonna go in there, and I was terrified, but I also like felt like I had the thing. I watched the show like 20 or 30 times, and I just knew I could do it. And so, anyways, so yeah, so I had 2 weeks of rehearsal. I had 2 weeks and like 4 days of rehearsal. It was very fast.
Wow.
But I came in like still in Carnegie mode where I like came in off book, and I came in I just came in knowing what I wanted to do with it. And the girl I was playing opposite, Kara Lindsay, who's one of the best people in the business. She's a Carnegie Mellon alum as well. So I felt like we had like synergy there. And
People comparing, like, did you hear chatter of people
oh
comparing
yeah.
you and Jeremy? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. All the time. Yeah,
What
still
did
do. I still get compared to him all the time. I always try to find the humor in everything I do. So like a lot of people called me the funny guy or like the I think Jeremy has like a innate smolder, like almost like a blue collar guttural drive to him that makes him like super, super uh believable in like a he's very good at being the guy that's down and out and like gonna climb to the top and like muscling his way to he's so good at doing that. And I can do that too, but I'm a much more open faced. I'm not as like I don't I can do that, but I don't smolder. My essence isn't like the brooding, sexy guy. I'm like the wide open, fresh face, like come give me a big hug kind of guy. So like I embrace that with Jack. And like I'm not gonna fight that. Like a big part of being an actor is just knowing your utility and knowing your strengths and leaning into that and making the most of that. So like anyways, I always try to find the humor in everything I do. And um but I also can play pain really well. Like I can access that and I can find depth within any character. It's always there. So I was trying to just play the full gamut of like this guy is a 17-year-old smartass who has a ton of pain underneath because he's trying to escape every single bit of this godforsaken life he has. But he's also the guy that everyone looks to for comfort and like hope. So that's as a 17-year-old, that's a tough thing. I mean, he's a 17-year-old, but he's like a 35-year-old because he's lived on the streets his whole life and he's had to survive every single day. It's like, and this was one thing that I really cared about. I think Jeremy did too, and anyone who's played the role is like, it's so easy to make this like a Disneyfied character and like play the shtick of it, as opposed to like, no, these are like real kids who like died on the streets. And what's what does Santa Fe really mean to this guy? It's life or death, you know. And anytime I go and coach, I've coached like a lot of different kids and students and productions of Newsies, and the school that my kids go to now, like they did Newsies they weren't in Newsies, but they did Newsies last year at this high school. And so I came in for a day and worked with the students. And I always say that this is life or death, guys. Like this can never be the reason you're doing these really, you know, fun magical dance moves is to be like, screw you, Pulitzer. We are not going to abide by your rules because this is how we have to survive and live, right? There has to be like that thing underneath, right? And so I was always trying to, for me, like remember that. And I was much younger than Jeremy, and so the other thing I had in my arsenal was like I was much closer in age to a lot of the other Newsies,
Right.
and it was a bunch of our Broadway debut. So I had that in common, you know.
And one of your friends, right? You were with.
Yes. And so, well, yeah, of course. So Ben Fankhauser and I, who played Davy, we grew up together. Yeah, I can't believe that took me that long to get to that. So we had natural camaraderie. We grew up doing all those shows at Stagecrafters together. I mean, he was the guy when I was growing up that had all the leads, and we all wanted to be like him and sing like him. And I mean, I still do want to sing like him, but being there with him, and after all, we played Mark and Roger with each other in Rent just 3 or 4 years earlier,
I
and now
believe
we're
I saw
playing
this one.
Jack, which is crazy because then now we're playing Jack and Davy in the Nederlander Theater, which is where Rent was for
Right.
20 years or whatever.
Moment backstage, you and he, that you're like, like I can't believe this is what we're doing right now.
Every day was like, I remember we became very close during that, and Ben and I have a very similar approach to acting. He went to a really good conservatory at Ithaca, and we spent a ton of time backstage talking about that, nerding out over acting.
Your craft.
And yeah, got a ton of great times together. He's a wonderful guy and a very talented actor, and yeah, I'll always cherish those times we had together backstage. That's what I think about with don't remember. It's funny. I think about same thing with shows. Like I don't think about the individual performances. It's just all the times backstage with all the casts, and yeah, those are the times you remember the most.
You did Gigi with Vanessa Hutchinson. You did Bandstand.
Yep.
And then you did the Huey Lewis, The Heart of Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
What character touched you the most?
Definitely Donnie in Bandstand. Yeah. He's my favorite character I've ever played. Actors talk about this sometimes, and sort of every time I hear it, I kind of cringe a little bit because it sounds a little woo-woo, but I actually do think with him it makes sense. Like a piece of your character kind of stays with you after you play that person sometimes, and most of them have not. But Donnie definitely did, just because you build something over 2 years with a team of people, and then you do it and you put a ton of work and a ton of thought and a ton of sweat and tears and literally all of those things in a cocktail, and then it's over, and it's just hard. You can't really ever let it go. That was my first time originating a new role on Broadway
Right.
too, so that was really exciting. And
what is the life like? Give the viewers the life of the Broadway. What's the schedule like? You're doing 8 shows, right?
Yeah.
Do you still rehearse? I mean, after doing 8 shows, you'd think you got it, but are there still rehearsals?
There are, because there's always people being put into the show, and there's always tune-ups that need to happen. It just depends on the show. Some shows are a lot more complex than other shows and require a lot more nuance and specific tech elements and placing. And so like a 4-person August Wilson play, like a small like Pinter play on Broadway with 2 celebrities, and like I don't think they're going to rehearse much after they open the show. A musical just has a lot more elements to it, and a lot more people getting hurt, and a lot more people coming in and out, and choreography and things. There's a lot more surface area for things to go wrong, and so it requires more maintenance.
Is it a
So,
daily rehearsal or just
well,
as
if you're an understudy, you are rehearsing at least once a week, if not twice a week, in order to maintain your lines and all that. Because at any moment, one of the leads could go out and you're on. The swings are rehearsing all the time. And if people don't know what swings are, they're off stage covers for the ensemble. And a lot of times swings will cover up to like 7, 8, 10 tracks in a show. So they have to know all the different moments, all the different spots for every character, right? And then sometimes if there's a new person being put into the show, a new principal, then we will rehearse with them in order to get them to feel comfortable. So it just depends. Yeah, every show. I mean, I've only done musicals, but every musical I've been in, there were rehearsals. Yeah. So the typical week is, yeah, a typical Broadway week is you have Monday off, and then you do one show Tuesday, two shows Wednesday, one show Thursday, one show Friday, two shows Saturday, one show Sunday. And so it's very, very grueling. It's very, very hard.
yeah,
There's nothing harder, in my opinion, to be as an actor than doing that. So, um,
that's
yeah,
that's crazy.
it is
Is
crazy. It's
any
crazy.
any ritual that you do before you go on stage?
They've all been different for each show. Newsies, we'd all get together and we would do a circle, like an energy circle, and we would say a prayer for the show. Bandstand was fun because we would always dedicate every show to a different vet because it was a show about a bunch of World War II vets. So we'd always dedicate a show to a vet, either in the audience or someone we know, which was that was an awesome tradition. I loved that because most of the time it'd be like, hey, this guy's here. He served in Korea. He is this rank. He was in these battles or whatever. And it was like, he's in our audience. That's crazy. Let's do the show for that guy.
Uh, I got the chills.
So yeah, that was really special. Um, I always do some kind of warm up. Definitely like Heart of Rock and Roll. I was just a different style for me singing wise. So I had to really get dialed in with my warm up for that. I had a very specific warm up that I did for that vocally. And I also I was in a pretty specific physical shape for that show. And so I had a physical warm up I did as well.
What was Huey
So
Lewis like being a girl from the 80s?
yeah,
That he was my jam. What was he
yeah.
like?
He he's the coolest guy I know for
Really?
sure. Yeah, definitely. Such a good guy, so cool, so generous, humble, and
And he was
yeah.
there, like how stressful was that? You're singing his songs.
I don't know. It wasn't stressful for me. It was more just like, this is so cool. This is just because it was in a very specific context. Like if I was singing his stuff in like a Huey Lewis tribute concert or like for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something, I don't know. Like I'd be a lot more nervous for that because this was in the side of a character. I mean, I was nervous, but I was also just so excited to be in his presence. And then once there was a day where everything changed for me with him, where me and him and our music supervisor sat down to work he wrote a new song for the show. And so we sat down to work on the lyrics together. And it was just the three of us in a private room and just getting to know him in that context and like hearing how collaborative he was. He's like, well, what word do you want to sing there? And it's like, I think, I remember coming in like the lyric was like whole wide world. And I was like, I think this guy at this point's like, he's feeling a lot more fire than that. I think he'd say the whole damn world, And he's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, let's do it. So just
Oh,
this little thing,
cool.
he's just super thing. Yeah, little cool things like that. Yeah, he's a rock star, he's an
Yeah,
actual rock star.
exactly.
I have to have one meal alone with him, just me and him. So we went to breakfast one day at Friedman's, and I just like spent the hour and a half just asking him questions. How did you come up with this song? How'd you write this song? How'd you
Wow.
collaborate with this guy? Tell me about Michael Jackson, whatever it was. And it was just bliss. He's an
That's
open book. He's a great, great guy. And
Was he in We Are the World?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
hmm
Actually, he was like put in the last second, I
Yep.
think, wasn't he?
Yep. He Prince like didn't show up or something, and so and so
Oh,
he took over. He took over for Prince, which is just a
that's
funny
amazing.
sentence to say. Yeah, he's wonderful. I hope I get to see him. I hope I get to see him again soon. Yeah, I miss
Yeah.
him. He's a great guy.
Broadway fans are pretty intense. What's
Yeah,
the funniest or oddest interaction you encountered with a fan?
one that I'm comfortable sharing.
Yes, exactly.
Um, I've told this one before, so I don't know if this is like that surprising, but when you're in a show, you get fan mail. Like it's not. It sounds funny because like as soon as you're not in a show, nobody cares. But when you're in a show, people just send letters to the stage door, and so during Newsies there was a lot. I actually kept it all too. So
Oh,
I have a couple boxes up in my attic of just like all this fan mail.
that's cool.
Remind me of those days where I'm unemployed and don't know what I'm doing next. It's like, oh, at one point people like me. So this girl wrote this letter one time, and I wrote her a letter back saying she was asking for advice about acting or whatever. And I was like, my whole thing always is everyone's so interesting just by themselves. Like everyone has such interesting quirks. I could just sit and just go watch people at an airport or watch people at a
Oh,
mall or
yeah.
something. Like people are just so interesting. You don't have to do a lot to be interesting, but people think you have to do a lot, I do. I think about that all the time. And then I realize like, no, humans are just interesting by their nature. So I always say like, you are enough in the sense of like, you don't have to do a lot. Just trust the material and trust that like if you're bringing truth to it, that it works. Anyways, so I wrote, you are enough. And she got that tattooed on her leg. She
And
showed
then,
up once.
oh,
She showed up at a stage door. She took my chicken scratch, you are enough, and got it tattooed on her foot, on her
in
leg, on
your
her,
handwriting.
yes, in my handwriting. Then my exact handwriting's on her leg forever. And maybe she got it removed. I don't know.
Oh
But I
my
remember going,
gosh, that's a
that's,
lot.
you know what though? If I guess that's a good thing to get tattooed there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one was a strange one. But
I do have my mother's. That's my mother's initials right
yeah,
there that she
but
wrote on. Yeah, but it's
yeah,
my
but
mother. Yeah,
it's your mother.
it's my
Your little blood and
yeah,
skin.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
So
know what? People
that's
have
a lot.
gotten way weirder things as tattoos.
Oh, I'm
So
sure, and I'm sure you have.
yeah.
So you did movies, some
Uh-huh.
Hallmark movies. I've seen them all. I got to talk about The Snow Must Go On. You're hysterical in it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Did
Thank
you,
you.
considering the whole Rob Sapp thing, did you feel there was a little like, hey, I've been in this already. Like I am
Sorta.
the Rob Sapp of this show. Um,
It's funny. I hadn't thought about that in that
yeah,
context. But yeah, that's true. Yeah.
twisted.
It's sort of like a bit School of Rock, this guy coming in to sort of like take advantage of these kids and then realizing how much he cares about them and so but that sort of that general story it just works, it's just
Yeah.
a fun concept. So yeah, when I got the script, I was really excited because I was like, oh, this guy, it fits me well. It's a Broadway star who's out of work
Yep.
and going home for the holidays. And Hallmark's been such a good company to work for. I've done 4 movies with them now, and they're so lovely and so loyal, and they just really
Okay.
take.
So, can we tell them what an incredible village we have? You don't even have to like set up anything.
I
It's
know,
all here for you. The
I
Cott
know.
brothers come home for the holidays.
Yeah,
Uh,
the only thing is that we'd have to do it in the middle of like we shot that almost like Memorial Day weekend, so it'd have
yeah.
to be like no
Well, that's
blossom.
it's
You know
been
what I mean?
done before. Fake snow in a Hallmark is not a shocker to anybody. You've got the Cott brothers are these huge New York guys that come in and try to take over this little inn,
Right.
and then they end up falling in love with the girl that works at the front desk, and
Well, we don't want like a White Lotus situation. So we'll have to figure out yeah, Casey and I've gone back and forth about how the best way to do that. It almost has to be like a white Christmas kind of thing where
yeah.
there's two couples and throwing it around. Yeah, we just have to figure out exactly the story.
All right, so I think right now, since we're talking about Hallmark, it's a perfect time for me to audition for this role that
Yeah,
we're
that came
gonna,
up.
yeah. So,
Okay.
are
Yeah,
you
let's do
ready?
it.
Okay.
I'm
So,
so ready.
yeah. So the characters are Ella,
Yeah.
and she's slightly overwhelmed by Christmas, which is really going to be a stretch for me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then you're Jonah,
Yep.
and
I've
you are full Hallmark energy.
okay. Sounds good.
All right. So, Jonah, I need to tell you something. Oh, wait, we have a star in the background there. Oh,
Did someone pop in?
it was either a
She's
ghost
it was my wife.
who loves the spotlight, everybody,
She
by the way.
loves it. I'm
Loves.
so surprised she didn't just come push me out of the way.
I'm surprised too. I'm
Um,
surprised too. Okay, back
yeah.
into character. Jonah, I
Okay.
need to tell you something, and it's about the incident.
You mean the incident? The one everyone at the Inn of Chagrin keeps whispering about?
Yes, that one. And before you say anything, no, it wasn't my fault. Exactly, mostly, partially. Okay, fine. It is extremely my fault.
Ella, you know this town. If anything goes wrong at Christmas, they blame holiday magic first, logic second. Okay, what happened?
Well, someone may have accidentally pushed the Festival of Light buttons too early,
How early?
like 3 days early.
Okay, that's wow. That is it's aggressively early.
I know, I know. And now everyone thinks the Inn of Chagrin is launching a surprise holiday reboot. They've already scheduled carolers and a hot cocoa parade, and
Oh my
someone knitted
goodness.
matching scarves for all the squirrels again.
Again?
Yeah, yeah, that's a whole thing.
Ella, why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because I thought I could fix it before anyone noticed. But then the mayor called me, and then the newspaper called, and then your mom texted me 8 candy cane emojis, which I think means she's very disappointed.
Ella, look at me. This is Chagrin Falls. A Christmas incident isn't a disaster. Okay. It's Tuesday.
You're not mad?
Mad, Ella. You accidentally launched the biggest holiday event this town has ever seen. They're calling it the Miracle of the Mistimed Button.
They're calling it what?
And they want us to co-host the ceremony.
Jonah, I can't co-host. I panic when I have to go order my Starbucks.
Ella, you can do this. Because if there's one thing I know about you, it's that you're exactly the kind of person Christmas incidents were made for.
That is the strangest compliment I have ever received.
And it's perfect.
And scene. Nailed it. I will be looking for my contract in the
Sure.
mail
It's coming. It's probably already in your inbox. So
today.
yes.
All right, so we're going to move from Hallmark, which again, I'm saying to any Hallmark person watching this right now, we have the village, we have the people. We've done many movies here, The Gathering, Helen
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. Helen Hunt just did a movie. I See
Oh, really?
You. Yeah, I See You. It's a really good movie.
Oh,
really
cool.
good movie. So let's go. We got the Cott brothers. There you go. You go from Hallmark and you've done TV, Filthy Rich with Kim Cattrall. I loved it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people. Like, I love that.
Yeah, I think that was a COVID death, unfortunately. That was it was just a tough time to gain momentum with anything, really. We were supposed to premiere in the winter of 2020, and then that obviously didn't happen. And then it was kicked to the fall of 2020 and it just didn't work. Yeah. It
Yeah.
didn't connect. It didn't
Is
connect.
she
Sometimes
cool?
things, Kim? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she was great. We had a great time together. Yeah, she was a very, very wonderful. And I think she really cared about it being great because it was her return to television and
Mhm.
it was a big thing for her. And
She was
um
great in it.
yeah, she was great. She was
Yeah.
wonderful.
And you have been a bad guy in SVU and Law and Order, and
Yeah.
now you're like a recurring character on there.
Yeah.
What's it like to be on a show that is so iconic and has
Yeah.
been around for so long, and some of those characters have been there since the beginning, and now you're again just like you did with Broadway. You're like the newbie,
Yeah.
and you're coming in. Like how was it? Were you accepted? Was it? And will you be back?
Oh yeah, I'll be back. Yeah. I'm gonna be back a lot, actually.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay.
Eight episodes have premiered, and I think we're doing 21 this year. So yeah, there's a lot more to come for sure. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
And do you
Yeah.
fly out and do a bunch of them, or are they all done, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I have an apartment in New York, and I mean, I still live in Georgia with my family, and I've been going back and forth
Okay.
when I'm working. But I'm think I'm my 10th episode now. So
Okay.
so yeah, I'm one of the squads. I'm in the squad, which is
You
really
are.
exciting. It's very cool. It's a very, very amazing job, and I'm very grateful for it. And everyone there is wonderful. And like you said, they've been doing it for a very long time. So it's a very well-oiled machine, and they've brought me in the fold very beautifully and elegantly, and been very generous to me. And um, I just kind of, yeah, it's an amazing job to be a part of, and I'm just so thankful that they invited me to be a part of the team.
And you brought the Jack Kelly accent back.
Yeah, I did. It's like
It's
it's a
different.
deviation. It's slightly different. Yeah, I auditioned with it, and then they liked it enough to keep it. It's just because the guy he's a former anti-crime cop. He's burglary guy, and his dad was a cop, and he grew up in probably a pretty blue collar part of Queens. And so it's a little flair. It's not super aggressive, but it's enough to show that he just is of that world and has he's got a bit of a punch to him. His nickname, he's kind of he gets called he's a cowboy and Batman, and he kind of does his own thing. Incorrectly, he does his own thing, so he learns the wrong way that he's got to.
Passion.
Yeah, but I think it's because he really cares about justice, and he really cares about getting these scumbags off the street. And he cares, and he wants to. His dad died. His backstory: his dad died when he was younger, so his dad never got to see him be a cop. So I think a lot of it is like him trying to prove himself to his dad, who will approval he'll never get. So people are concerned about him though, because he's sort of, they don't know whether he's a good guy or a
I
rat.
agree. And I'm
Yeah.
feeling that.
So a lot of people are not a fan of Griffin right now.
Yes.
And in a way, I kind of take that as a compliment, because I'm like, okay, then we're doing our job. That's kind of the point. So, but give him a chance. I keep saying give Griff a chance, because
Okay.
I think he's going to redeem himself.
Okay.
Hopefully he redeems himself. So
I
yeah.
love it. I have been, and you can tell Mariska this. I have been doing what she did, and actually, you could tell her I did it before she did it because I don't want her to think I'm copying. But my dad died when I was 3,
Oh
and
wow.
my first dad died when I was 3 of cancer. So I didn't know him at all. Like I have no
Yeah.
memory of him at all. So he was a athletic director and high school teacher at Menor High School. So I reached
Oh
out
wow.
to Menor and all these Facebook groups of people who graduated during his time. And for the last 2.5 years, I've been interviewing them and
Wow.
kind of learning about my dad through them. And then she just came out with her documentary, which is if you guys haven't seen it, it's a fantastic documentary of
It
her
is.
doing the same thing, kind of learning about her dad. But I
Yeah,
just thought that was,
it's amazing.
I think I cried multiple times during that.
Yeah, I did too.
Right.
I did too.
Do you find it easier in TV than Broadway, or what in your racing heart? What do you like best? The job you have currently, probably. I like what I'm doing right now because it
That's
pays the bill.
that's a simple way to say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. But I mean,
Yes.
I would assume you don't get that same, you feed off of an audience on a Broadway show, I would think. I did do Peter Pan, with Rob Stack
Yeah.
directing me.
I
So
remember
I know a
this.
thing. I was
Yeah,
Pirate 3. Um,
sure.
but you get that energy from the crowd, from the
Yeah.
audience, and you're not getting that. You don't even know if you're, I guess if you're doing it right because there's a director yelling at you. But like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you don't get that. So which one do you love, I guess?
It's hard to it's like kind of hard to say one or the other. They both have their merits and they both have their hard parts. I for this season, everything is about the season you're in and the lifestyle that you want. And so right now, yes, doing it, being a series regular on a TV show is um,
Super.
much more preferable to my lifestyle with kids and a family and expenses and things that I care about right now, that serve that a lot better. You have more time off. You have the schedule is a lot less rigorous. Maybe longer hours, but the work itself, 8 shows a week in a theater is just the hardest thing anyone's can do. And so yes, while it's way more rewarding, it's also very taxing and it requires a very specific lifestyle and a very specific location and a very I would say it's kind of I'll put it this way. When I'm doing 8 shows a week, I feel less present even with my family being there with me all the time because I'm so focused on staying healthy than if I have to go to New York for 4 days of the week and not see them in physical proximity. I can be fully present when I come home because I don't have to worry about protecting my voice or like doesn't necessarily being, I mean, I have to stay healthy and I'm a
Sure.
pretty healthy person in general, but I they offset each other that way. And so right now I very much prefer for this. I also really enjoy the character I'm playing and I really enjoy the people I work with. That's a huge part of it. You can be doing a really crappy show but if the people you work with are great, like that makes a difference. Fortunately, this is like an amazing show and it's like iconic history making
Yeah.
like a thing in the medium of television. And so
Is it the
I
longest running?
It is. People might say Law and Order is but I have to understand the full bit of it, but like Law and Order went on hiatus for I think 10 years and then it came back. So
Okay.
like, I think if you were to include, I don't know. I don't know. I just know I trust Mariska when she says that we're the longest running. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go with what
You
she
don't
says.
dispute that. You don't dispute that.
When the Queen says we're the longest running, it's like, all right, yep,
Amen.
here, I hear
Amen.
you. I'm going to go with you.
Is it the grind that it looks like? Like, are you just constantly wondering what the next step is? It's just
Yeah.
constant
I mean,
hustle.
there's degrees. I decided a long time ago when I married my wife that my life, it's gone through seasons where it's not been this, but like I was gonna have my life first and then my career. And so, and I truly believe actors are more interesting the more interesting lives they have and the things they prioritize in their life and living their life as opposed to like being an actor their whole life. So like during COVID moved to Georgia because I was like, I don't want to live in New York anymore. And I don't want to be going on tape. Like I can go on tape in Georgia the same way all my friends in New York and LA are and pay a tenth of the price for twice,
Yeah.
4x the size of what you like. I couldn't even afford this in New Jersey, basically, you know. And I think I've missed out on a lot of opportunities because of that. I know I have. But I kind of was like, I can't just sit around and make my entire life about waiting for a job to come to me, you know? And I wanted to create my own stuff. So I have a buddy here who's a collaborator of mine, and we've been writing a lot, and we're working on a couple projects that we're hopefully going to do soon. And so it's kind of like you kind of have to just decide what you want to be subordinate to. And I wasn't going to be subordinate to this business, because as fast as this business comes and it goes away so fast too. So it took time for that to understand that, though. You know, I did almost a full decade in New York, and after that it was like, yeah, I think I'm good. Think I did it, and I'm back there now, but in sort of on my own terms now,
Sure.
in some way. Now, if there was, yeah, I mean, for another part of our business is you have to go where the work is. Like, it's really hard to. There are very select people who can go demand where the work comes to them. You know, everyone else is kind of like, all right, I'll go where this thing is.
Right,
So,
right. Well,
so yeah.
can you and your collaborator just write me just a little part in something? But here's the thing, though. I need to speak because I'd like to get my SAG card. So I just need a one-liner.
Okay. I cannot guarantee that, but you know what? I'll put you on the list for sure.
There's
Of course.
always a list. There's
I've also learned the hard way of telling people yes when and that hasn't always gone well. So most of the time I've become, in terms of in the context of the grind thing, I've become a very non-committal person. I've become a very maybe person.
I love it.
My wife calls it the Corey Cott caveat, which is like, hey, in 3 months we're doing this weekend with these couples. Can you come? And it's like, maybe. I don't know.
You know what?
I'm not going to commit to it, though.
I'll take a maybe. All right,
Yeah.
time for rapid fire. Are you ready?
Okay,
All
let's
right.
hit it.
What story do you think Broadway still has not told?
I don't feel like it's very rapid fire.
I know that one wasn't.
I would like to see something. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I would like to see someone do something in the context of a story, something really physically demanding, which Broadway's physically demanding by its nature, 8 shows a week, but like run a 5K on a treadmill as a part of the show or something, you know, like, or lift a certain amount of weight or do a certain amount of pull-ups as a part, like it's about a bodybuilder or something. And they have to do something that's a grind. And maybe there's some version of that, like that's existed. I don't know. Something that's not a gimmick, that's a real thing that someone has to go through in real time. That's very physically demanding as a part of.
Well,
that'd be cool.
Joe, that would not be the one I'd ask you to write my part for. Okay.
Okay.
Just keep that one. No.
Okay.
And still, you have promised, and I don't have it in writing, but that you're going to play Bob Seger for my Bob Seger Broadway.
Oh, that's right.
Play that I have written 5 years, 6. I mean, when you were a senior in high school. So
right.
however long that is. So Bob Seger, if you are out there, I am telling you, just collab with me because it's all written. I just need your music. Broadway role you'd love to do.
I always just I would love to do a play on Broadway. I have not done a play, so I'd like to do a Sam Shepard play or something that is different than anything I've done. Being like the cocky and slash damaged leading musical theater guy. I would like to do something else, and preferably in a play. That's the best I can say.
Okay, well, I think your talents would be wasted in a play.
Oh, thanks.
And thank you for singing "Oh Holy Night" during your last Hallmark.
Sure.
That's my favorite Christmas song, and I rewound it 100 times. First
so
Broadway show you ever saw?
Wicked.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Beach or cabin in the woods?
This depends on the day. Right now I would go with the beach.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I would like a cabin on the beach, if that makes sense. I actually don't like sitting on the beach. I think the beach is very overrated when it comes to sitting on the beach.
100%.
but
Yeah.
like a place kind of close to the beach that you can like go and sit at the beach for like a little bit and then leave the beach.
And then sit on the
That's
porch and watch the sunset. Yes.
there you go. That
Great.
sounds great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And considering I'm looking at 6 feet of snow and snow or 6 inches of snow and no school today.
Oh, wow. That just sounds like a classic Chagrin Falls snow day
Yeah,
right there.
the beach sounds great. If you weren't acting, what would you be doing?
I'd own my own business doing some kind of I'd be an entrepreneur in some sense. I yeah, I think I would be in some sort of sales position. I think I could do really well in sales. Um, Either own my own insurance firm or do some sort of something with that has a financial component to it, which is so generic. That that yeah, but that's something that I own and run and delegate. That I
Okay.
think I'd be pretty good at that. Yeah,
Sunrise or sunset?
sunrise. Yeah.
Um, what is your coffee order?
Oh, I'm I'm a coffee nerd. So you can sort of see I've got I don't know if you can see my setup over there. I got like a
Oh yeah.
whole little setup. Yeah. So I'm pretty into coffee and have like a pretty particular palate when it comes to coffee. I really love like African coffees, like Ethiopian and Rwandan coffees that are really fruity. So I do a Chemex every morning. Most of the time I drink coffee black. Um, if it's something later in the day, I love I love an espresso tonic. I don't know if you ever had that before, an espresso with tonic water or an espresso, and like some kind of espresso drink. But yeah, usually it's either like pretty uh
You're a coffee
dialed
nerd.
in roasters. Yeah, dialed in roasters from New York spoiled me that way because it's kind of the coffee capital in a lot of ways. Um, so yeah, pretty. It's either like a really good bean black drip, just like with a pour over or a Chemex or something, or like an interesting iced espresso drink.
And folks, I had no idea he was so into coffee.
Yeah,
I
I've
just asked the question.
I've been making a pour over almost every day for like 10 years.
Oh
It's like kind of
wow.
become my tradition or my ritual in the morning. So
What are you
yeah.
binging?
Pluribus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm not binging it. I'm watching it in real time, which is so fun. I love when a show's like airing every week.
I do
Um
too.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pluribus is
we
great.
used to do that, Corey.
I know. I know we did.
Um,
I know.
Current TV series that you'd love to be a part of. Like what
Pluribus.
sort of okay. All right.
Or The Chair Company. I don't know if you know who Tim
Oh,
Robinson is.
my
Yeah.
girlfriend's son is on that show.
Oh,
My girlfriend
really?
since 8th grade. He's the son. Will
Oh,
Price.
that's cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He's
Um,
great. Yeah.
yeah.
I love Tim Robinson. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's really funny.
Oh
So,
yeah. It's a
yeah.
good show. I mean, you have to like it's
Oh, yeah. His humor is very it's pretty nuanced.
yeah.
It's an acquired taste. I also love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's been like one of my favorite shows since I was in college. So,
I've got to put that on my list. I
yeah,
have
that's
never watched
another.
it.
Oh man, I don't know if I want that
Oh
coming
boy.
from it's yeah, just be open-minded. It's like
Oh boy. Okay.
it's pretty wild. It's
Oh,
pretty crude,
that's with
but
Danny
it's
DeVito,
hilarious. Yeah.
right? Um, who would play you in your biography
Uh
other than Jonathan Bailey? Because that's who I would cast.
oh man. Oh, I don't know how we can beat him.
Well, let's
I
just go with
mean,
him then.
let's go with him. Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be pretty cool with that.
What song, the second you hear it on the radio, you just got to get up and you just lose it. Like mine is Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train.
Uh-huh.
I lose my shit with that. What's
Yeah.
yours? And Zombie by Youngblood, because I have to mention him every episode because I want him to be on my podcast. Do you
I'd
know
say
Youngblood?
uh-uh.
Oh,
No, I don't.
Look him up.
No. A musician?
Yeah, Ozzy kind of deemed him. I am not an Ozzy, like that's not my genre of music. I'm a 70s and 80s girl,
Yeah.
um but Crazy Train I love, and Youngblood kind of was deemed by Ozzy as the next Ozzy Osbourne, but he's not the bat eating Ozzy
Okay.
Osbourne. He's
Okay.
got great music, but Zombie is one of his biggest hits.
Oh, okay.
He's got three, just got nominated for 3 Grammys, so
Oh, cool.
you'll see him.
Man, I feel like I'm out of the zeitgeist in a lot of ways of what's going on. But
Yeah.
I'm
What's
trying to
your
think.
song?
I thought I had one. If I don't
Oh
know why.
boy,
This is just the one that came to mind.
I love it.
Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. If
Okay,
that song comes on, it's like I'm ready to
that's so crazy.
belt it
So
out.
Emily was just with her.
Oh yeah?
Um,
Oh, crazy.
yeah, she sang that song actually at Christian's birthday party the other night. Um,
That's a good song.
that's so funny. And Emily was
Especially in a big group of people. It's a great
yeah,
song. Yeah.
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 She was texting with her, and Emily's just so that her career is just so perfect for Emily because like she's just like, oh, I got a text, and we're like, wait a minute, who? And then we're all fanning out, and she's just like, I
Yeah.
just have to, I got to tell her she's got to pick this up. It just it blows right over Emily, and because that's her life, that's the life she lives.
Sure.
So it's
Sure. Yeah.
but yeah. All right. And then the last question I ask everybody, if you were at a dinner and you could invite 2 people, dead or alive, who would your guests be?
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like you have to invite Jesus. Like, I don't know how like, you don't have to, but it's like so much of our world and culture is influenced by him, whether you like it or not, and it's just like you'd have to. I just, yeah, you might call that a Jesus juke or like, cool, make it spiritual, Corey, but it's like, yeah, that's the truth. And
Yeah,
then, it's such a good one. I gotta have a better answer but be more prepared for this one.
I know.
Um,
I will tell
dead
you,
or alive. You immediately go
dead
to
or alive.
dead, which is funny because it's like there's so many amazing people alive too. But probably like if I don't know because I can't think of probably like maybe the best actor alive. I'd probably go with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh,
I think that conversation would be pretty amazing. The three of
yeah,
us. Jesus, Daniel Day, and me.
yeah. I love it. Well,
I'd be into it.
one of my previous guests had God and the devil,
Oh,
and I thought,
whoa. Lucifer
yeah.
and Jesus or something.
And
That'd be
you know what
interesting.
he said?
Ooh,
He
that's
said,
really good.
I know. He said he'd like to get them together and have them work it out.
If I hash it out. Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen, but
Yeah, I thought that was very clever.
that's really fascinating. Yeah,
Yeah,
really fascinating.
I thought that was cool. I'd like to be invited to that dinner for sure.
Yeah, a villain and a hero. Yeah, like oh, that's a really compelling idea.
Yeah,
Like,
because they were friends. They were, you know, I don't know.
oh yeah, yeah, it's good. There's
Corey,
a whole other conversation out there, but yeah. Anyways,
this
yeah.
has been so lovely, and I have been honored to watch you for many, many years. I remember after Oklahoma, I said I would be front row in
You
all.
did say that.
I've done so
You've
good
kept
so
your
far.
word. You've
I think
kept your
I've done
word.
so far. So,
Well, no, that's
I
why I feel
will.
like we have. I mean, this is the least I can do
Oh my
is
God,
come
I
and
didn't
be a
give you
guest.
your career. I just sat in the audience and watched you. So slow down.
So that's generous of you, but like the people that support us when we're that young and that impressionable that matters way beyond into our careers. So
We had so much
I'll always
fun.
be indebted
Oh,
to those people. Yeah.
you're sweet. Well, we can't wait to see what's next. We can you had a show concert wise in Chagrin Falls. We're hoping that that's going to come back. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I know. Me too.
yeah, so write that down on the to-do list.
Yes, I will. And I am. I'm actively thinking about it for
Yeah,
sure.
you'll be welcomed home with open arms, I'm sure. And now, after everyone watches this, they're all going to fall in love with you and they're going to want, to please them. So get
Yeah.
going on that.
Oh,
Get
thank
going.
you so much, Molly. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Have a great, and tell the family I said hello, please.
I will. Please tell your family I said hey too.
I will. I will. Thank
Alrighty.
you. Have a great
Thank you,
one.
Molly.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, just when you thought the episode was over, I'm back. Listen, I just needed to jump back on and make sure. After I did the editing, I just realized that I didn't say enough on how truly talented Corey is. He knows I'm a huge fan, but I just wanted to jump on and say he is so amazing. So I found two videos of performances that I absolutely love from him. One is from Newsies, and it's called Santa Fe. And I'm just going to play a little bit of it. And then the other one is from West Side Story when he sang Maria. These are not on stage performances. These are just performances that he did at events. They're on YouTube. But just it shows the pure raw talent of Mr. Corey Cott, and I hope that you can become a fan of his and start watching him on SVU. Definitely watch The Snow Must Go on Hallmark, and I'm going to play you out with two of these amazingly beautiful songs so that you can hear the incredibly talented Corey Cott. Enjoy. Bye.
Far from the lousy headlines and the deadlines in between. Santa Fe, I can spend my whole life dreaming, though I know that's all I seem inclined to do. I ain't getting any younger. And I wanna start brand new. I need space and fresh air. Let 'em laugh in my face. I don't dare say my place. I'll be there. Just be real, that's all I'm asking. Not some pain in my head. 'Cause I'm dead if I can't count on you today. I got nothing if I ain't got Santa Maria, 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 Maria. I just met a girl named Maria, and suddenly that name will never be the same to me. Maria, I just kissed a girl named Maria, and suddenly I found how wonderful a sound can be. Maria, say it loud and there's music playing. Say it soft and it's almost like praying. Maria, I'll never stop saying